The Hong Kong government announced new censorship laws this week, which will really clamp down on all movies screened in Hong Kong. And this is not just future movies, but any movies made in the past. Now, this is to ensure that any movie complies with China's national security laws. So it's all very opaque. We don't know exactly what movies will be banned, but you can pretty much assure that any movies that are even slightly critical of China or are mocking China in any way, any movies that sort of alter history in any way will be banned. And you know, we've seen this on mainland China for decades. I mean, hardly any films get through the censors. I mean, it's really only the really bland superhero action films that can actually get through this process. So, you know, it's a real nail in the coffin for what was a really creative film industry in Hong Kong.
It really is, and only a matter of time that authorities would introduce these changes, right?
That's right. They're going to introduce the legislation in Hong Kong's parliament next week. So these laws will come into force pretty much straight away. And if you're a cinema showing these banned films, you can go to prison for up to 3 years. You can be fined $1 million Hong Kong dollars. So the penalties are very steep. And you know, you're just going to see all kinds of movies banned. I mean, Hong Kong's still got a sort of a thriving indie movie industry. I mean, it's got this long history of sort of making all these, you know, art house films and action films, and a lot of them just won't be able to be produced there anymore.
So tell us a bit more about what impact it will have on the current art scene in Hong Kong, the artists, the directors, the producers. How do you think it will impact the industry as a whole as well?
Well, that's right. The irony is this week the Hong Kong government launched a global talent attraction program. They want to attract more talent into the city. Its reputation's been a bit tarnished over the last couple of years, and they're trying to attract filmmakers, directors, people working in the movie industry. And the irony is that with these new censorship laws, I mean, who's going to go and want to work in Hong Kong when you could find yourself in prison? But it's having wider implications. The national security laws are having an impact on Hong Kong's entire creative scene. I mean, Hong Kong used to have a thriving art scene. They're about to open sort of the region's biggest art gallery, and a lot of works there are going to be banned because the artists have been critical of China. And it's really filtering right through to all aspects of Hong Kong society now.
Meanwhile, there's been another controversy in the Hong Kong film world this week with Nicole Kidman appearing to skip quarantine there for a film.
That's right. I mean, Nicole Kim flew into Hong Kong a couple of weeks ago. She's there to film a Amazon Prime television series about a group of wealthy American expats. She flew in. She didn't have to quarantine. She got an exemption. She was spotted out shopping for a dress fitting, and everyone went crazy on social media. I mean, this did not go down very well in Hong Kong. They have very strict hotel quarantine rules, as we do. So there was this sort of sense that, you know, she was given an exemption when she didn't deserve it. But her project in Hong Kong is also ruffling a lot of feathers. People are asking, well, why are you making this film about sort of wealthy white people in Hong Kong at this really turbulent time in Hong Kong's history, when you've got pro-democracy activists locked up in prison, many trying to flee Hong Kong. So it just doesn't really seem quite appropriate at this particular time.
China, meanwhile, has banned ranking celebrities. What can you tell us about that?
Well, that's right. I mean, China for many months now has been cracking down on some of its billionaires like Jack Ma, and now the government seems to be going after China's celebrities. So basically, if you're too rich, too famous, you're sort of perceived by the Communist Party as maybe having a little bit too much influence. A lot of these stars have millions and millions of followers online. So this week they announced that sort of rankings of celebrities, which they do online in China, they're very, very popular, they would be banned. They don't want sort of a single celebrity to have too much power. So, you know, it's all part of, there's a lot of strange things going on in China at the moment. You know, if you're too rich, too famous, too powerful, you're seen as a threat to the party, and that's just no longer allowed.
Really interesting. Thanks so much, Mike Smith, for talking to us.
Thanks very much.